Hello, welcome back to another episode of Awakening with Soulspirational. My name is Tish, and today's episode is Reiki for the individual. So you may have taken a Reiki 1 class. Many people will take it so they can use it as a tool for themselves on their healing journey, but also as a tool to help others on their journey. But I was recently asked by somebody if I could do an episode on Reiki just for the individual, what a person can do that has been attuned to Reiki. So let me start off by listing a few simple things. One of the things that you can do is charge your water. So whether you're drinking a glass of water or if you have a bottled water, you can simply allow Reiki to flow, so however you were taught, and send Reiki right on into your water. Reiki charge your water, so you're getting all that wonderful energy as you're drinking it. You can also use Reiki on your food. So at the time of this taping, it's right before the holidays, 2017, and it isn't uncommon for there to be a lot of holiday parties where it's kind of buffet style. People are bringing in different food dishes. So once you've gotten your plate together, you can imagine that you're just sending Reiki right into your food, helping to aid in digestion. That way, if something may be a little suspect, but it looks good enough to put on your plate, you can give it some Reiki again, just so it's easier on your digestive system. Also, when we're talking about food, if you eat meat, it is said that we are consuming the energy of that particular animal. And it's the same thing with plants and with fruits and vegetables as well. So if there is a trauma with that particular animal, that we are ingesting the pain, so to speak, that energetic pain that the animal was in. So another thing that you can do with Reiki is, let's say you're going to cook up a beef roast or a pork loin or chicken. You can send Reiki into the food to help release any of that stored energy before you cook it, before you consume the food. And if it's already cooked, you can do that as well prior to eating it, as well as saying a prayer over your food, which is always nice, and thanking the animal for giving up its life for your sustenance. But absolutely, you can use Reiki for meat as well. Another thing that you can use Reiki for, and again, these are the more simple things you can use it for. If you use crystals at home, some people will, there's so many different things you can use crystals for. I, for example, have a couple of my rooms gridded with crystals. Some people will place crystals in their pant pockets, for example. And they're using certain crystals for a number of different reasons. With those crystals, some stones can be cleansed underwater. Other stones, it isn't good for them to be washed like that. So what people will oftentimes do is they'll place their crystals on the windowsill during a full moon and let the full moon energy recharge their crystals. Well, as a Reiki practitioner, you don't have to wait for the full moon. You can use your Reiki hands, again, allow Reiki energy to flow, and you can just cleanse, state the intention you're cleansing, and push the energy through, Reiki energy through that particular stone, that crystal. Once you feel as though the energy is shifted in the crystal, then you can state whatever intention that you happen to be using it for. So if you're using it for protection for a particular room like I do, in my rooms I have 4 clear quartz crystals. And I cleanse them, and then I state the intention that they're there to help absorb any negative energy that may enter the room. So it's already absorbing those lower level energies. And then I just check in periodically to cleanse and then to recharge the crystals. So you can use your Reiki hands for that. If you had been taught symbols, you can also place your symbols into the particular stones. So some people may carry, maybe it's a rose quartz crystal or some other kind of crystal in their pant pockets, where when maybe you get a little anxious, place your hands in your pocket and you just imagine that you're sending the anxiety into the stones. Well, you're going to want to cleanse those crystals. So again, use them with your Reiki hands, cleanse the energy, state the intention of what they're used for, place symbols if you choose to, and then you place them back into your pockets. Now, another thing that you can do is you can cleanse your home and you can protect your home with Reiki. So again, Reiki is energy. As Reiki practitioners, we see this as a divine or spiritual energy that flows through each and every one of us. And we use this energy, again, to cleanse our space. You can do this if you have meditation space, Reiki space, yoga space, a child's bedroom, or you can use it for the whole house. And again, you're going to allow Reiki energy to flow, and you are just going to go around the room and cleanse out the energy within your space, release it, get it outside, send it into the earth to be transmuted, however you choose to do that. And again, if you've been taught symbols, you can also use symbols within your space as well. So just to kind of recap here, you can use it on your water, you can use it on your food, you can use it for your crystals, you can use it to cleanse your home, to state the intention of protection within your home. And really, Reiki is unlimited of what you can do. I'm just kind of giving you some ideas in this episode of what you can do at home with it. Especially if you took the time, the energy, the money to take a Reiki class. If you weren't taught some of these things, well then hopefully they're giving you some new or fresh ideas. Now, you can also use Reiki to help clear, balance your chakras. Some of you watching this may be familiar with chakras. Maybe you don't know exactly what they do, but you've heard of them. In that case, with what I'm about to tell you, if you're interested in it, I would suggest going online, Googling the different chakras. With what I'm talking about, it's going to be about the 7 main chakras, even though we have many more than that. We want to at least look at the 7 main chakras, which start at the root, the base of the spine, and the 7th one is at the top of the head, the crown chakra. So again, you can Google the different chakras to get some more information. I highly suggest that every Reiki practitioner is at least has some basic knowledge of what the 7 main energy centers do. I think because I started with chakras 20 years ago, that to me, I can't imagine Reiki without working with the chakras. So there are many books on the market. One that I really like for beginners, I think it's called The Book of Chakras by Ambika Waters, and it's Wauters. But there are many out there. You can read through the reviews online, see what resonates most with you. But at least that way you'll have a reference guide. So while you're giving yourself Reiki, while you're going through your different chakras, you can really take more time to learn about what they are for greater benefit, again, in healing, balancing, getting the energy to flow. Now, I also want to state that when we're talking about chakras, for those that have heard or that you're familiar with chakras, most talk about the front side chakras. I want you to know that there are backside chakras as well. So really pay attention to both front and back. So what you can do, if you're going to be working just on your chakras with Reiki, I suggest working at the root, because the root is the foundation. It's the base chakra. And then you're going to work up the energy body from there. And if you have building blocks, you want that bottom one to be nice and secure before you place the other building blocks on top of it. So let's start at the root first if you're going to be working on your chakras. Now that doesn't mean that you have to. If you feel directed one night to work on your solar plexus, then work on the solar plexus. But if you want to spend a night giving yourself Reiki, working on the chakras, I would suggest starting at the root first. When you are in there, in your chakras, you're just, again, you're allowing Reiki to flow. Here are some ideas. You can spend maybe 10, 15 minutes a night working on each individual chakra. So, for example, you can spend tonight just applying Reiki to your root chakra. Tomorrow night, spend 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes applying Reiki to your sacral. And then the next night, 10, 15 minutes on your solar plexus and on your way up. Because then you have the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown. You can also just spend a couple minutes on each chakra every night. So maybe you spend 2 to 3 minutes sending a Reiki to the root, 2 to 3 minutes sending a Reiki into the solar or the sacral, 2 to 3 on the solar plexus, and up. So what you're doing is you're applying this beautiful divine light into each one of your chakras, and they are your subtle energy centers of the body. And it's said that when things happen to us on the mental and emotional levels, they can manifest into the energetic level, the spiritual level, into our chakras. So when you take the time to give yourself Reiki, especially into the chakras, a lot of things can open up. I really suggest before doing this, any type of self-care, that you spend some kind of time in meditation first. So I have episode 2 is my standard connecting grounding meditation. I have a YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube, search Soulspirational Wellness, and my list of videos will come up there. By doing a connecting and grounding meditation, you are taking the time to connect to that beautiful divine light, pull it through you, send it down into the earth, and really ground yourself. When you're doing this, you're also taking the time to go inward to you. You're going inward. You are quieting and stilling your mind and your body. That way, when you're ready to apply Reiki, you've lost some of the mind chatter, or hopefully in time with more practice, you can lose more if you still find things jumping around. But the more that you can lose some of that mind chatter, the more you can focus directly upon what it is that you're doing. So I highly suggest taking the time to really go inside, do some meditation, and then start into your chakra work. So here's another thing really interesting. In one of my early episodes, it's either subtle energy or healing hands and breath, I talk about making energy balls. So once you're familiar with the 7 chakras and the color associated with each one, you can, again, get Reiki flowing, create an energy ball, and you can set the intention that you're creating a red energy ball, for example, for your root chakra. Because maybe as you've been giving it Reiki, maybe it feels underdeveloped or really off balance. So you can create an energy ball. You can see it in your mind's eye or intend for it to be a red one and place it into your root. Or if it's the throat chakra, which is blue, you can do an energy ball with the throat chakra, color of blue, and place it right on in there. What you're doing is you're taking the time, you are focusing in on those areas that you may perceive as being imbalanced, overactive, whatever it may be, or underactive. So you're taking the time, and when you are consciously aware of what your body's doing, then you can affect greater change. Because instead of being on the surface or it's just something you kind of hear on the side, you're actually taking action steps to help in the process. All right, so those are some ways that you can use Reiki at home for yourself in your chakras. Now you can also, let's say that you have an outpatient surgery scheduled. You can give yourself Reiki prior to and after the surgery. So whatever feels right for you, maybe you want to apply Reiki for a better sense of calm prior to going in for surgery. Absolutely. You can give yourself Reiki, stating the intention that your body is going to be in a perfect harmony, if you will, when you are going under for surgery. You can set the intention that for speedy but healthy recovery, because if we have a speedy recovery but it isn't healthy, we really want a healthy recovery. So set that intention, and then after surgery, same thing. Give yourself Reiki. Surgery implies a particular part of the body, so apply Reiki to that part of the body for, again, a healthy and speedy recovery, or at the very least, a healthy recovery, the very most, or best, a healthy recovery. So it may be for the sutures, the part of the body that you've had surgery on. Here's what I suggest is, as you're applying Reiki, see that part of your body as the most, in its most healthiest state. So if you're having knee surgery, for example, apply Reiki to that knee or to the knees and see your knee in all different motions, even though you will not physically manipulate the knee. Just see in your mind's eye, energetically, your knee having full rotation, full use out of it. So whether or not you wind up with full use of your knee, you're at least putting those positive intentions, which is energy, into your energy body. So some of you may have seen some of the studies that they've done with water. 2 glasses of water, one they spoke very lovingly to. They praised the water, all this good stuff, and then the other glass of water, they spoke negative things to. Very disrespectful, so to speak, to the water. And then you can see, after a period of time, the difference between the water that was spoken lovely to and the one that wasn't. Some people have also done studies like this with plants. And that's why we talk to our plants. I am not a green thumb, but my plants survive because I give them Reiki. I send them love as I'm watering them and pruning them. So, yeah, you can send Reiki to wherever it is that you're having the surgery and see it as the most beautiful, healthy thing, whatever it is, whether it's a knee, maybe you're having shoulder surgery, or maybe you're having something removed from your skin. See it without any scarring. See it perfectly healthy and whole. Now, here's the thing. When you are giving yourself Reiki, everybody is taught a little differently. The way that I was taught Reiki, the way that I teach others, again, it's this beautiful spiritual divine light that we're pulling through. And we are channels for that divine energy. So it's like we can see that light come straight on down through the head, across the shoulders, down both arms, and out the palms. When we do this, it allows us to separate our own energy from that of the divine. So we aren't just placing our energy, recycling our energy back into us. If you find that you have a hard time separating the divine energy from your own, you may want to hold off, depending on what your energy is like. If it's if you're in a negative state of mind, if your energy is chaotic and you can't separate, one of the things you can do is try and shift your energy. So for example, maybe you do have an upcoming surgery and the emotion, the worry, is kind of overtaking you. Take a moment again to do a couple of nice, deep, slow breaths. Relax and still the body and the mind. And then take a moment and think about something that makes your heart spontaneously smile. For me, as those have been watching, you already know that would be my grandbabies. Think of something that makes your heart spontaneously smile. It could be a person, people, a situation, an experience, maybe a vacation you recently went on. So really take the time, get into a memory, get into an emotion, and allow your heart to fill up with that place of love or joy or excitement, whatever it is. What you're doing is you're taking the time to shift the energy of where you were to something much more positive, a much higher vibrational rate than where you were. And when you can feel that love, that joy, the excitement, allow Reiki to flow and then start giving yourself Reiki. And this is whether it's just generalized Reiki or if you're going in before a surgery or after surgery for recovery purposes. So really get yourself as much as you can into an either neutral state of mind or into a very positive state of mind. All right, so you can also use Reiki to help you sleep at night. So I know there's quite a few insomniacs out there. Sometimes we are unable to sleep because we have so much going on in our minds that it's really hard to just stop the chatter. We're worrying about this, we're worrying about that, when really what we're worrying about is still going to be there in the morning. We're just more tired, so we have less energy to deal with whatever it is that we're concerned about or worried about. So what you can do, again, I suggest going into light meditation first. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes of meditation. And then allow, when you get Reiki flowing, allow Reiki energy to flow. Bring it on in through your head. Bring it down in over your eyes. So with me, I just envision that the light is flowing from my palms, going right on into my eye sockets. And I see it just envelop, just flowing through my mind. Whatever feels right for you. Bring it over, your hands over to your temples. And then you bring your hands over to your ears. Allow the energy to just start penetrating, to just start flowing through you. As you're doing this, as you're going through the different body parts, state the intention that you are relaxed, that you're calm, that you are at peace, whatever the words are for you. So as you're bringing that beautiful Reiki energy into your mind, imagine your mind is just slowing down and relaxing. Feel your eyes relax, your face, your nose, your mouth, your tongue, your ears. So you're sending that beautiful divine energy through. Feel those places relax. Feel your throat relax. As you're bringing it down across your shoulders, feel your shoulders relax. As you're pulling it down, sending it down through your arms, feel your arms, your hands, your fingers relax. Bring it down within your being. As you're bringing the energy in, feel your heart, your chest relax. Then down into your belly, your upper and lower back. And let me say too, while I'm doing this, I'm reminded again about the chakras. If you are doing this and you feel like you're getting hung up in one of your chakras, send Reiki. Just stop. Send a Reiki in there. If something feels like it's weighing heavy on your chest, imagine just scooping it out, sending it into the earth to be transmuted, and let it go. Here's the thing, though, also with the chakras. Feel all the way through, because you do have a backside. So you may not be able to reach the back of the heart chakra. So imagine you're just sending a Reiki straight on through the front side of that chakra, and just stay with it, stay with it, stay with it until you can intuit or see that you've gone on and through the backside of that chakra. Okay, so just a little side note with that. Otherwise, as you're giving yourself Reiki to sleep, continue to bring it down within your body, and you can go in and imagine your different organs are just relaxing. Your muscles you see relaxing, your joints, everything just relaxing. Even if something isn't going to move, see it relax anyway. Just see it release. Down through your hips and all the way down through your legs till you get to your toes. Also, while you're doing this, you can state the intention that you're going to sleep through the night. You're going to have a nice, sound sleep. Now, maybe you still get up a time or two, but if it's better than 3 or 4, then you've made progress. So give it a try. Again, you have the Reiki hands. Use Reiki to help you sleep if that's one of the issues for you. Now, before I close, I do also want to say when we're working with Reiki, when we're administering Reiki to ourselves and others, but this is solely focused on you, as you're applying it, you may notice that, so let's say, and as I spoke about a few moments ago, that maybe you get caught up in the heart chakra. Stay there, administer Reiki, just send that beautiful divine energy, whatever the intention is. Take a look at the chakra. Does it feel unbalanced? What does the backside look like compared to the front side? When you are here, if you're feeling anything heavy or upsetting, stick with it. What is it trying to tell you? It may be that a memory surfaces for you. I'm going to ask for you, or suggest that you trust that there's a reason why that particular memory came up. or those particular memories came up. Oftentimes when they do, it's just our spirit, our soul's way of letting us know that it's time to release it. We're ready. We're strong enough to heal whatever it is, the energy of the emotions left over from that particular or those particular memories. So be with it. And it may be that it's telling you to go see a mental health professional so you can talk through whatever it is that appeared for you. So I just want to let you know that that is always possible as well, but it's just another way of healing. Gives you an opportunity to really go deeper within your soul, within your being. And speaking of a mental health professional, Reiki, I do not teach it as an alternative medicine. I teach it as a complementary or an integrative. The reason for that is by saying something is an alternative, it gives someone the impression that they could stop doing what they were doing and start doing this instead. No, Reiki is integrative or complementary. So you can use it if you are seeing a mental health professional. You can still give yourself Reiki and you can work with others if you feel well to do that. Also, if you're receiving conventional medical treatment, you can still give yourself Reiki. And again, oftentimes, it may even help to promote your healing as you're working with either doctor, really. As a Reiki professional, we do not, as a Reiki practitioner even, we do not say that we cure, prevent, treat, diagnose any illness or illnesses. As a Reiki practitioner, we are working on the energetic level. I see it as the spiritual level. Whereas the doctor, in conventional medicine, they're working with the physical body. A mental health professional is working with the emotional, the mental bodies. As a Reiki practitioner, we're working with the energy of the body. And it could be that, even after you've dealt with something with your therapist, something, even though you feel as though you have healed that particular memory or situation, that there's still a little soft spot somewhere. And it could just be the energy residue left within your energy body that simply needs to be released. So I just want you to know that you can use this in combination with regular conventional medicine and with your mental health professional. Let it help to promote your healing. You may find that it helps to alleviate your headaches, or if you give yourself Reiki, if you're somebody like me who's prone to migraines, if you can catch it when you start feeling it coming on, it may be that as you're working on your headache, you are realizing that you've been under a lot of stress. And so you're able to kind of nip things in the bud at that point. So, all right, our time is up here. Thank you for watching this episode of Reiki for One. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, or you can go to soulspirational.com. And in the meantime, thank you, be well, and namaste.